going to buy myself a new bike.
I think I spent all the money on my shitty Protege. All right. I think we're good. Cool. That's pretty much it, man. Mm-hmm. Just go to town. We'll get cuddly on the couch. And then as long as these are like relatively close together, just kind of go there and there.
Perfect.
And then those boxes will take out any, like, if there's power, because sometimes you get power feedback, right? Mm-hmm. So those will take all that shit out. And then as long as I know this thing's running, then we're good, man. So you got talking points?
No, that was just
sponsor list.
Sponsor list. Yeah. Just like it's very long this season. So
no, it's good, man. You gotta plug. No, I hear you. That's wicked. No, you've got like balls deep this season already. It hasn't even started. Yeah, and it's been like on Instagram, I've got notifications for your stuff because every time you post, I'm like, all right, who's he working with? I want to see what's going on. Like, what's the next thing that's happening? So. Is there any like particular reason? Because like I thought last year you went balls out with the S15, and then you're like, I need a new one.
Yeah. No, well, let's officially start this.
Oh, I'm going, man.
We're good.
I'm going.
All right.
Yeah, I go pretty informal, so it'll be all right. But so what's the plan? Like
Well, basically, the old car was fantastic. There was no reason why I needed a new car. The car was great.
Yeah.
All the work that we did on it was awesome. Yeah. The car looked awesome.
It looked amazing.
It was good.
Yeah.
Hurt the engine last event at Grid Life South, which shit happens.
Yeah, welcome to drifting, right?
Yeah, welcome to drifting, exactly. I've had in almost I guess today actually on my memories on Facebook, I got a 8 years later notification of a Miata that I used to own when I had painted it black. So that was kind of around when I first started like. I wouldn't really say I started drifting, but like I was just like really pushing it with the car.
You got into it.
So like I was kind of like getting in that groove. And before that, I always liked lapping and like autocross and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So for these last 8 years, I've never ever successfully like blew a motor out.
Oh really?
Yeah. I'd say that I'm hard, but like easy on the equipment.
Yeah. I know you're hard, but you maintain it. So you can be hard on it.
Yeah, exactly. So it was just that's the luck of the draw. One thing led to another, and another S15 complete car showed up in Manitoba, of all places. Mm-hmm. That was a little bit of damage in the front, a little bit of damage in the back. And it was written off. Yeah. So I was just like, maybe I'll just sell, like I'll part my car out just to a bare body.
Yeah.
Sell the car and then build a new chassis with a new cage and some other stuff because I wanted to change.
Every time you build something, you immediately, as soon as it's done, you immediately find all the things where you're like, I could have done this better, I could have done that better.
There's nothing worse than doing your like version 2 and pulling out version 1.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with version 1. Version 1 was a good car. Yeah. But like version 2 could be better. And if I'm like undoing all the work that I spent all the time in and that Ian spent all the time and Tyler and everybody else that's helped us with the car. Yeah. And then like redoing it all really sucks. Yeah. So, but working with a nice clean chassis and starting again, which is cool too. My buddy Ryan Reese, he picked up the car for me. I ended up getting his S13 as a partial trade for the car. Oh, cool. And then I just sold that 2 weeks ago. So that kind of is helping kind of redo I wanted to change up the aero and change up the cage and change it, like basically change everything except for some of the hard parts. Mm-hmm. And so far, so good. FDF is helping us out this season.
Yeah, they do killer work too.
Yeah, like it definitely from... really just starting not too long ago to putting out some of the best cage work that I've ever seen, period, let alone like to me, like Belleville's around the corner. Like it's a couple hours. Like I travel all over North America.
Yeah, we went all the way to Atlanta last year, right?
Yeah, exactly. So and seeing his work and just seeing the fact that was an engineer first and a fabricator second really shows in his work. Yeah. And it really goes a long way because I'm like super like picky. Yeah. And this cage is beautiful. So yeah.
I actually spent this weekend like learning how to TIG. Like I went to my buddy Randy's place. I've never TIGged before in my life. So he's like gave me like the 1 hour crash course. Yeah. So I have so much more respect when you see actual fabricating work.
Like magical stuff. And then you're just like, wow, that looks...
Because like
it's pretty easy to learn. Yeah,
no. It's literally all of your appendages working. Like one hand's holding the rod, one hand's holding the actual machine. The other one foot's working, the other one's balanced.
Well, while I'm good in the car, I have terrible eye coordination.
Really?
Hand-eye coordination, terrible. Absolutely terrible.
I've heard that from so many drivers.
I can't ski. I can't skate. I can't rollerblade. I can't do anything like. Put me if there's wheels involved, I'm good. But like if anything's on my feet, game over.
It's like seated position. You're good.
Yeah, seated position. We're good. The steering wheel in the hands.
Oh man, that's crazy. So like, what are the big switch ups then from V1 to V2 kind of thing?
It was definitely the cage. We're doing built bottom end this time.
Nice.
Not so much out of necessity. It was just the stars aligned. I picked up a really, really, really awesome deal on a set of rods and pistons. So it's okay.
That was Valentine's Day to yourself, wasn't it?
Yeah. I got a little bit while before that, but I justified it like Valentine's Day to myself. So.
Nobody loves me more than me, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
That's wicked.
But that and instead of running the CDX like the 350 G35 transmission, I bought a G-Force 4-speed for the car.
Oh,
so that's gonna be pretty sweet.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be able to like remember that it's that'd be a sequential box, wouldn't it?
No, it's still it's a 4-speed H pattern.
Oh, okay.
But it's a dog box, so we like a clutchless shift.
Yeah.
It just no, like I really, 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 even the version 2, I still want to drive the car in the street. Why? I have no idea. It's terrible to drive the car on the road. It sucks. You can't see anything. You got the belts on. You have to have them super loose so you can see because you're in a containment seat, sitting on the ground. You like can't see nothing.
Yeah.
The car's right-hand drive with like super dark tinted windows.
Good luck ever passing somebody.
Yeah, you're trying to like merge, like turning onto a street. You're like you can't see nothing. You gotta like unclip your belts and like poke your head out.
That's so funny,
right?
Yeah, because your last one, like your main thing was being able to like keep as much interior as possible, and keep like as much of
like that car had a headliner, it had all the rear interior,
the panels and like A-pillar.
Renee at Centerline really, really like went above and beyond with that when he did the cage in that, and how he managed to make it all work in there. So like, props to him.
If you didn't know that it was a cage car, like you could miss it. You could easily miss. Like obviously you're gonna see the telltale parts, but like I remember even seeing it for the first time in Michigan. I was like. I kind of looked at it and I saw... Pardon? Yeah, I was like, well, I saw like the door panels. Like that's the one thing you never see in most race cars, having those door sills in. And I was like, huh. And then I kind of had to like, oh shit, it is caged. And I was like, okay, all right. Like that kind of was like your goal with it. It's
Well, it's going to be a little bit more flashy with the cage that Josiah's doing, just because it's like super pretty and like he notches all those tubes with like a lathe and like computer
none of this grinder by hand.
Yeah, he's not like standing there on a pedestal grinder and shooting sparks everywhere.
Yeah,
like and when you're TIGging too, it's not like you have a MIG squirt gun and you're just like fixing it. Like it's got to be perfect or it doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly.
So the nice thing is he created this like magical little tool to polish the DOM to clean it.
Yeah.
So. From what I saw, that how he polishes it and how shiny mine is, I think he might have run it through his machine a few more times, but don't know that just quite yet.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be really cool. So we're gonna when I get the car back, I can get it back on Wednesday actually. So super soon. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to get it as shiny as possible. Probably like water sand and like machine polish the cage the best I can, as it is super tight in the car.
Yeah.
Like if the doors are closed, you could even tell the car's roll cage in it. It's like in the car. It's like amazing.
But that's how you want it, though.
Yeah,
right?
that's how I want it. Yeah. And as much as I really, really liked having the interior in the old car, it did do a lot for space inside the car because just the cage was smaller and closer to me because there was interior that you had to work around. And just with the like my big seat and stuff in the car, and I really like to sit really far back. It just was not perfect. Luckily, Ryan, the guy that bought the car for me, is like 5'5" or 5'6" or something. So he's perfect. He fits in the car just fine.
Guy,
yeah. So it worked for him. And with the new car too, we're getting P Racing has this like awesome pedal box system that they made. And we're going to be installing that in the car, which is going to be really good. So I'm going to have floor-mounted pedals finally, and I'll be able to sit like right on the floor, which will be kind of cool.
Yeah. See, that's your preferred position. Is there a benefit to that you're finding? You're comfy, so that's where you go.
Lower center of gravity is always better.
Yeah.
And the lower the seat is, kind of the easier it is to at least fall in the car, and the kind of more space you have to move around to get in and out.
I guess, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But. After Josiah gets that cage finished, should be probably working on it maybe today or tomorrow. get it all polished up, and I'm going to clear the whole cage.
Oh, you're going to keep it?
Yeah, so it'll be all like super...
That'd be sweet.
Shiny. I feel like a ricer saying this, but the many times I watched the original Fast and the Furious, I always thought it was sick. Yeah, that Charger had a polished cage in it. Now I have my own polished cage. Josiah and I were talking about it the other day. He said, "What are you talking about?" I had to go around on YouTube, try to find a picture,
like a screenshot.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. Dude, and I'm like, man, that's so cool. So maybe it's not super cool to everybody else, but hey, I'm gonna like my shiny roll cage.
At the end of the day, it's your car, so screw what everybody else is saying, right? And
I wouldn't say that. Don't get me wrong. I don't think he was hating. I just don't think he truly understands my inner ricer. So.
Oh yeah, and you know what? Everybody of our generation, like a lot of us. I know me. That's what got me into cars.
Those movies. 100%.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for those movies, I probably wouldn't be doing any of this.
I'll never ever forget the summer that it was like coming out. I saw the first commercial for it on TV. It hadn't even been in theaters yet. And I was like, wow, this young kid. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to call Blockbuster and see if they have it. And the guy's like, huh, what are you talking about? It's not even in theaters yet. I'm like, oh, shit.
Can I get on a waiting list? I want it on this right away.
Man. And then I never, ever ended up seeing it in theaters.
Really?
But on the anniversary last year, they had a showing, a single... matinee showing of it at a bunch of theaters around here. Mm-hmm. So I finally got to see it in theaters, which was really, really cool and kind of special. So a lot of my friends and stuff that I've known for a super long time through cars, we all kind of gathered together and went to it. There wasn't many people there, but you know what? It was like a kind of like a...
Everybody who was there knew why they were there.
Yeah, it was just as a special moment. So that was pretty cool. So.
Yeah, and especially with car culture in general, there's always those times where you meet another gearhead and you immediately have, even if you never met the guy before, you have some kind of bond because it's, you know what I mean? You're into cars, they're into cars. Business never stops, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Happy
good.
holidays.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, holiday Monday. Oh, I got work emails already, too.
Yeah.
So.
All right, this phone's going off.
There you go.
Sorry, Steve. Yeah.
Steve, you got shit going on.
Yeah, Steve, I'm busy, man.
Yeah. No, it's... I love those movies, and I'll keep watching them no matter how messed up they get and how much they're not about cars anymore. Yeah. Just for the odd time, they still throw little bits in there for the car junkies too.
Yeah, but really after the first movie, and you have to really look at it in the big picture too. Not everybody's a car guy, but everybody likes shit blowing up, and everybody likes stuff getting shot.
Oh, it's marketing. At the end of the day, they're doing what's gonna fill seats.
Yeah, what's gonna fill seats and what's gonna make money, right?
Yeah. No, I love those movies for sure.
Your passion kind of, I'm sure, tapers off a little bit when millions of dollars are involved. I'm sure you can kind of just suck it. I'm just like, you know what? I would love the movie to be like this, but the fact that I'll make 6 times as much money if I blow a bunch of stuff up.
Yeah. Yeah, tanks,
airplanes. Stuff's blowing up.
Yeah. Special effects department's going all out on this one for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's wicked. How's so you've always got something up for sale, always things coming in and out, right?
Do you know what? I kind of I don't want to say that I really sell cars, but I like to have kind of a rotating cool collection of cars available to me to either drive or go to the track or whatever, and it's just what I like, and it just kind of sometimes I make money on some of them, sometimes I lose a little bit, but at the end of the day, I always try to say that I have a cool car.
Yeah,
So hey, things could be much worse.
If you're given the opportunity to have several vehicles, whether you're driving them or not, it's as car people. There's, we all know that one guy's got 16 cars. That's just sitting there, and then there's some people think they have one.
As long as I never become that guy that never wants to sell anything, that just lets stuff rot into their driveway.
Yeah.
I guess we're good, but heaven forbid I turn into that guy.
Yeah.
I really don't think that will happen.
Dude, driving around Niagara, there's so many places like that around here. That doesn't happen where I live because just there's snow all the time. So you can't do that. But I couldn't believe, I drove by one guy's place. He had 6 old Mercedes sitting there. I'm like, what are you doing with those?
There's I'd say out of all the places that I've ever been for cool old cars, Portland, Oregon.
Really?
There's cool cars everywhere. Everybody has an old car. They're driving an old car. There's an old car in front of their house. There's an old car beside their house. There's an old car parked on the street. Whether it's I remember I was just cruising around on that crazy road trip I went on a few years ago. I'm just I'm gonna go to Portland on my little journey. And I'm just cruising around. I'm like, oh shit, I'm kind of lost. I'm off my kind of route I made. I pull onto the street. There's 3 first-generation Celicas.
No.
At 3 different houses.
Like, and you couldn't...
Like, I've never seen 2 of them side by side.
Yeah.
And they're just, like, random, like... Joe Blow Street.
Yeah.
3 random houses. Like, it doesn't look like it's, like, a car guy's house. Just, like, yeah, I have old, like, TA-22 or whatever the hell it is. Celica just chilling in the driveway. Like, not rains? One, not...
Yeah. Have nothing else to do.
Anywhere it's super rainy, there's always cool cars. Like in Victoria, BC.
Yes.
You go to like the university campus and you see people like pulling out of school and they're 82 first generation like Tercel and like all these like weird like cars. I'm like, man, I haven't seen one of those things since I was in like middle school. You know,
yeah.
Ontario problems. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
All the cars are rusted. But yeah, and just like people, it's not that like try and say I want to drive like a cool like hip like trendy like car. It's just like I saw it on Craigslist. It was really cheap. It had low mileage, so I bought it. It was $600, and then they just drive it, whatever. Yeah. So it's like super odd to just like see just like random student girl driving in some like 70s like Datsun Maxima, 79 Datsun Maxima, like, ugly, horrible car, or like whatever. And like then you see stuff like I remember there was this old man I saw a bunch of times when I was in Vic. Was just driving this beautiful, all original 72 or 73 Datsun 510 station wagon in that nice orange color.
Yeah,
just like you're going to get milk, going to go get some groceries. Yeah,
and that's just get it.
Just car.
And there you are, like ready.
And I remember I was driving around and I finally saw it parked, and the guy was outside of his house. I went and talked to him, and he's just like, "Yeah, I've had this car since like 1985. It's pretty good. I keep it clean. I like it. I like old cars." It was just like, he wasn't really a car guy, he just had an old car and he just drove it. It's a different mentality out there. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it'd be nice to even have anything close to that where we are now.
Oh, yeah. It's just like, and just like, I'm a kind of a closet, like Honda guy. Old Hondas anyway. And, yeah, just seeing like 90s Hondas, like, wow, I wish I could get one like that in Ontario, you know?
Yeah.
Like everywhere. Like I remember the first time I was there, I was just taking pictures, and then I realized, I'm like, man, retirement, this is a waste of time, you know? Yeah.
Oh, man. I didn't know you were a Honda guy.
Yeah. I think everybody started out as a Honda guy at some point.
I missed it. I went with Mazda. I started with Mazda. That was but that's almost worse because at least Hondas make a lot of power.
Yeah,
like they have potential.
I can't say that I started. I was a Honda guy. I was actually a VW guy. Oh. But that was before I had cars. Okay. That was when I was like a kid.
Okay.
All the people in my neighborhood all drove old VWs.
Yes.
Corrados, Scirocco's, Golfs, blah blah blah, whatever. So I was always like, oh, hey guys, get on a bike, just like hanging around, learning stuff.
That's what you knew, though.
Getting in their way, right? But, and, like, I remember being, like, 10, 11 years old, like, going to, like, I remember they had these VW meets at, I think it was, like, a Hershey Center or something like that in Brampton. And I was like, wow, it's so cool, And that was in a really long time ago. Anyway, and then from there, never ever got a VW for my first car. And, somehow ended up with an 88 Isuzu iMark Turbo.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So it was like a super rare car to begin with.
Yeah.
And I paid $100 for it. It came with $100. I bought it off. I think I got it out of no, I was gonna say I got it out of the newspaper, but I remember those like the buy and sells before there was Kijiji.
Yeah.
When it wasn't a little magazine, it was like a thick like book.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every Thursday it'd come out. I remember I'd go walking to the bus at school. I'd go to the Avondale and pick one up and like a bag of pretzels. It was like my Thursday grind. You gotta get a
bag of pretzels.
No. It was after school.
Okay.
And
get your highlighter out of your pen.
Yeah, my highlighter. Yeah, that was when you had to clip out the little thing in the back and fill it out and mail it in.
Yeah, if you want to add it.
And then you could start emailing them. Ooh, they got fancy now.
Yeah, now you just have people like...
I got it on my phone, boom, 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 it's for sale.
Oh, man, yeah,
buying
it's crazy.
It, whatever.
Kijiji is the best and the worst thing ever.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's like, you can sell anything. It's like, if you can finally get them to show up.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I was looking at Beamers while I was in town, and it was just like a pain in the ass to like try and get it arranged. I'm like, how is this so difficult? Like,
just like I'd like to purchase your car.
Yeah,
you tell me where you live.
Yes,
and then I come and then I look at the car. I have money in my pocket, And then if I like it, we make arrangements. You either drive it to my house and I drive you home, or I tow it, or whatever. Yeah. She's like, well, I don't know. I'm kind of busy and like this. She's like, do you want to sell your car or not?
Yeah,
like,
don't even have to be home.
Don't you realize like how hard it is to sell a car? Like I'm making this very easy. Like I have the money in my hand.
Cash.
I just come.
I had cash ready to go for this guy. He's just making a big deal about it. I messaged him like on Wednesday. I'm like, look, I'm coming to Niagara. I'm free all weekend. Let me know what day. Where are you? I'm in Smithville. I can be in
I'm busy.
Dude, that's what I got. And I'm like, I have cash. I can have a trailer arranged in an hour. Like, let's just
give me an opportunity.
I just went to his house anyways and looked at it. He wasn't home. Yeah. I'm not going to buy it though.
But. Says the continued time waster of the time.
Yeah, I know, right? Wow, he wanted way too much. It was like, he told me it was minor damage and he wanted like $800 for it. And then I find like there's oil, like the oil pan missing. Like it's not even there. I look underneath and it's just like exposed crank. And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah. I can't pass.
Because if you treat this like this, what's the rest of it look like? So, I should go. Oh, I just realized I got to plug my laptop in. But, yeah, I don't know. What else you got going on with the car while I fix my mistake?
With the car, so we got the pedal box coming from PE Racing.
Yep.
Lots of support this year from Australia, which is really cool. Really? Always good stuff coming from Australia.
Yeah,
so
it's kind of weird.
Haltech came on board. We're debuting their new Elite 2000, which is
the Elite Series is.
Yeah, the Elite Series is like because I had a PS 2000 in the car. It was great. It was good.
Yeah.
And then you compare it to an Elite, and you're like, well. Let me find a plug for this.
All right.
Plug-free zone.
I can find it. Oh, yeah, right. Hang on 1 second.
After that little technical difficulty there.
One job, and this makes the podcast
one job. Yeah.
That's weird in Australia.
Hey, listen, it's only like your 17th one this week.
I think it's something like that.
Something like that.
Be better at it by now.
Getting back to Haltech, they were going to debut their Elite 2000, which they just released, which is going to be really, really cool. Going to hopefully get one of them in the Verosa as well, which is another project that we'll talk about a little bit later. But, more Australia love from them. And Turbo Smart again this year.
Yeah.
We ran all their wastegates and everything else on...
Badass wastegates, too.
Their products are just good.
Yeah.
I'd love to, hype up all this, technical... It's just... It doesn't break. It doesn't... It's just... It's good.
Shows up. Everything is.
It's just what it's supposed to be, and it works the way it is, and there's just no fuss, and whatever that costs, glad to pay it. No fuss is worth $1 million to me.
Yeah, exactly.
So
the less you have to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
Time is money, right? The more you're screwing with something, the more it's costing you.
Yeah. And especially if I've driven to wherever with the car and then I'm having little trivial problems with something. At least that's worst. And then now hot, stinky, yucky wastegates.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when they work and then you don't have to mess with them, hey, perfect, done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's funny. Australia of all places.
Yeah, Australia. Yeah. And we're going to be working a little bit with Plasma Man too, so that's going to be really good.
Who's that?
They make probably the nicest CNC magical manifolds and intercoolers and stuff I have ever seen.
Huh.
Yeah, lots of stuff for the LS market, RB market, JZ market, and XR6 Ford and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All the cool Australian cars that we unfortunately don't get.
Yeah. What do they call Holdens, right?
No, well, just Australian Fords.
Yeah.
We get the U.S. gets. I think it's a Holden Statesman, which is the same as a Caprice.
Yeah.
The new Caprice and the SS and stuff.
They do get some badass cars, though.
For fuel being so expensive, they sure like big engines and big cars. So and burnouts.
Yeah. Oh man, they've got the burnout drag competition, which is essentially just drifting in a straight line, but
I can get behind people getting in a car with their family that has 1,000 horsepower, wearing sandals, doing burnouts on a road course, roll racing. That is a movement I can get behind. I'm cool with that.
Crazy what they get away with. It's just
lack of rules. There's competition burnouts. That is the thing. Someone will spend $100,000 building this crazy car so it can do the best burnouts.
Yeah.
And what are you good at? I do the best burnouts in Australia.
In Australia,
that is awesome.
Yeah, that's up there.
I kind of wanted to go to Tokyo Auto Salon this year, I didn't get to go this year, but kind of changed my mind and decided that I'm actually going to go to Summernats instead of going to TAS.
Yeah.
Because I feel it would be much more of a party, and I don't know, visit lots of friends and stuff out there, and all my help from Australia too, which would be kind of cool.
Yeah, I heard Tokyo Auto Salon's it's not what it used to be. It's the name now, and it's kind of apparently it's a lot of American cars there because they're rare there, right? Like guys are importing over American muscle.
Yeah, and you know what the thing is too? It just it's Japan SEMA.
Yeah,
you know?
that's
it's not,
but it's not as big as SEMA.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. And the thing is that I could just go to SEMA.
Yeah,
and our partners and stuff, and like working for the upcoming season, you got to go to SEMA. But like at the end of the day, if I want to go to SEMA, it's like $3,000 after I get a hotel and a flight.
Yeah, hotel,
and then
like
I spend
$2,500 of it.
Try to get a hotel during SEMA. Anyway, and just like make sure that you're not dying and like hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Like by the time you're home, it's $2,500, $3,000. You know. And then I got to kind of compound that by our season budget. Like, am I getting $2,500 worth of exposure and
marketing
exactly that impact on our program versus like being at home and
take those
build
the car.
Yeah, making it happen, right?
Yeah. I've never been to SEMA. I was hoping to go this year, but just didn't.
Do you know what? Everybody's got to go, but like. Going every year, unless your like financial situation is like incredibly great, it's
you don't have to.
It's iffy, yeah.
Yeah, like once every couple of years.
I really like PRI just because it's like none of the fluff and it's more or less really like it's just the racing, the motorsport aspect of it, and it's really close. We like drove there in like a crazy snowstorm and it only took us like 10 hours. There and back, it was a horrible weather.
Really?
Oh, it was awful.
That's brutal.
Celsius took it like a champ.
That's what you took?
Yeah, it's comfy.
You still got the van?
Oh yeah, van has almost reached its birthday, 400,000 kilometers.
Oh my
We're like a couple thousand kilometers away, so I'm gonna take it to the dealership and get an oil change.
Just for his birthday.
Happy birthday!
Yeah, clean it up. Maybe take it to the
you
car
better give me another couple $100,000.
I got shit to do.
I got shit to do. Exactly.
Yeah.
I was gonna like take the body off and rebuild the engine and do a bunch of stuff to it this winter, but as per usual, everything is a little slightly bit behind schedule. Mostly my fault. And a couple of people in the LS world have just been like, if it's good at this point and it doesn't leak it and it doesn't burn it, leave it alone. When it's ready. It will tell you.
It'll let you know. Yeah.
Yeah, like it won't like leave you stranded. So I said, you know what? Hey, if I can pull 500,000 kilometers out of this thing with just like good like maintenance and like not killing the thing, we're good, right?
So you think you've got like the two most dependable engines, one powering your car and one powering your support vehicle.
Yeah, well, and then the thing is that everybody's like, oh, like when you buy a big diesel, this and that. Every time you pop the hood on the diesel, it's like $3,000 because of like something has happened.
It's nuts. You get into glow plugs.
Yeah, just this has happened, that's happened, and like where I live here in like Hamilton right now, like you can't have like I like GM trucks. You can't have a diesel GM truck here because it will get stolen.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Like, if you had a 2500 or 3500, like, Allison Duramax combo, quad cab, whatever, pickup, 4x4, if I parked at a Lime Ridge Mall for 2 consecutive full days, it would be gone. I would, like, put money on it. Like, I would bet $1,000 that you would not see it when you came out on the second day. 100%. It's crazy, and you'll never see it again.
Yeah.
They'll go and buy some like garbage 6-cylinder truck off of Kijiji for $800, tag it, and be cruising around the res with it. You know?
Yeah.
Which sucks, but hey, worse things can happen. At least people aren't getting like shot and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. I come from the land of lifted diesel trucks, man. Like everybody in Muskoka.
Yeah. See the difference is people are lifting the lifted truck. Yeah. From someone's possession.
Yeah. No, I buddy of mine.
So super sucks.
Buddy of mine had his lifted pickup. Yeah, and they found it on a res just outside Hamilton. He's in Barrie. Yeah. Yeah. I think it was called.
What color was it?
I think it was black. It was nicknamed Big Tasty.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing something on like 705 trucks.
Yeah, it was on
705 trucks or something.
Yeah,
there's
Big Tasty,
always lots of
Big Saucy. That was it. Big Saucy.
Yeah, there's always lots of good drama on that.
Oh,
that side.
I love
forums. Always good for a laugh. Good for a laugh.
I love forums in general, or like Facebook group. Forums are one thing. Facebook groups is just an open butthurt session.
Oh yeah, do you know what? It's just like. It's like, if you want to hear a good opinion about something, just look at the comment section on something, you know? Man.
It's
just like, you wonder, just like, how do these people wake up every day? This is neat.
Yeah, and it's like, who ties your shoes in the morning?
Mm-hmm. Like, hey, I'm the first guy to admit that, like, I'm, like, epic troll on the internet. I know. But like, I'm really, really, like, scaling it back for 2017.
Yeah.
Giving people a break. I'm a bit of a savage when it comes to the calling people out. So.
I think it's just you're just one of those people you just don't have time for people's shit, so you just end it.
Yeah, and some people can handle it, some people can't, and whatever. Yeah, and people are like, oh, you're a e-thug and this and that. Hey, I'll gladly tell somebody after their face. Yeah, if I have a problem with whatever they're doing or whatever. Like,
I'll do it here, I'll do it there. You pick a spot.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not like I'm trying to pick a fight with anybody, but like I stand behind what I say, and a lot of people like will talk shit on the internet, and they'll be like. To me, and then they'll be coming up to me at an event like, "Oh, hey, Dylan, your car's looking great." Like, I'm like, "Aren't you that guy that like last week was like talking like mad shit?"
Yeah.
Oh, bro, it's cool, bro.
Yeah, I was just kidding, man. Yeah. I was drinking.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like, oh, I was stoned, I was drunk, this and that. It's like, man, fuck, sorry about your brain, pal.
Yeah. You know? Oh man, it's
I wish I could blame my stupidity on like weed and alcohol, but hey, if that's the card you want to pull, go for it, pal. No problem. Oh, at least you're not blaming it on your parents. You know?
Yeah, touche. Yeah, it is what it is. We've all e-thugged. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. Pulled something.
Yeah, you everybody's got to talk shit sooner or later.
Yeah. It's just gonna happen at some point in time. So, no, you know what though? You've got like your own little e-commerce thing going too, and I think it's just. You know, some people are
it's just that the thing is that like somebody that like really wanted to buy a car or something like a 240 or something on Son, for example. Like
plug. That's all right. It's all right. It's what's your
throwing Son under the bus, and it's like, oh, I wanted to buy that car. Okay, but I didn't see you at the guy's house when I went and bought it.
Yeah,
I didn't hear you like blowing his phone up. Yeah. Like, did you have the money? Well, no. So what's the problem?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I was gonna buy that car.
You didn't.
No, you didn't though. Yeah. Like you don't hear me like posting up on everybody else. It's just like, oh, I was gonna get that car.
Yeah. Fuck you. If I just I said my mom's in the hospital, but what was the thing about everybody's sick?
Oh yeah,
everybody. It's so true.
I want to know what the illness is called that everybody comes down with, or their family members, or whatever it is. When it comes down to finally closing the deal, it's like, oh, in the hospital, and how many people get flat tires when they're late? Holy moly!
Oh, I know.
That is some kind of like Bermuda Triangle or something between like Brampton and Hamilton. It's like spike strips everywhere.
Just broken glass lining the streets.
I'll be there at 5 o'clock. He shows up at like 6:45. Oh, bro, I hit like a moose on the road, and like
my car's fine.
And like my tire's flat, but like as you can see, I don't have a donut on any of my wheels, and like actually the bag machine only gave me this like uneven amount of money. This is all I got. You know, man. It's just like, oh yeah, pal.
Give me $50. Now you're asking 80, but it gave you 50.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I'll give you $100. It's like, oh, will you take 80? No, man, 80's all I got, bro.
Okay, let's
go. And it's like, okay, well,
find another 20.
I'm like, okay, I'll do 80. And they pull out $100 bill. Can I get some change? Fuck you, you know.
Man,
that happens all the time.
That's the worst.
So, yeah.
But see, I always like if I'm dealing for a car, like I'll always put like let's say it's $3,000. I'll put $2,500 in one pocket, and then I'll put like 100 in my other ones, and then if they're like look, this is what I got, man.
If you ever saw that blue like Nismo S15 I had last summer,
I think so. I think I saw photos of it. Yeah,
it's in Belleville now. Everybody keeps like posting pictures of it. Anyway, the guy came down and looked at it. Guy from a shop out there like linked me up with this dude. Then a 700 horsepower supercharged Excursion with like nitrous.
That's what he shows up with?
Yeah, that was his car. And it's like, I thought you were like bullshitting me that you had like 700 horsepower, like Expedition. Like, okay, pal, like an intake doesn't give you 500 horsepower.
Yeah.
No, a big lifted up gas Excursion with a huge freaking supercharger and like nitrous in the trunk. Okay. Jeez. All right, you're pretty serious. But anyway, yeah, that car comes down, all this and that. oh, I want to give you this much. And I'm like, no. I'm like, you're going to reach in the other pocket. And then you're going to pull out the other $1,500 you got in there. And the guy's like, how did you know? I'm like, I've done this before. And he's like, oh, that's why I'm going to give it to you, just because you knew.
Yeah, there you go.
But hey,
everybody's happy.
Tricks.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody will try anything to get a better deal, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Well, hey, we're all guilty of it.
Oh, yeah, we've all done it on both sides of it, right?
Yeah, I don't know if I've pulled the, like, oh, help me out, bro. Or, like, offering somebody good karma for used car parts. No. Somebody tried to buy a transmission from me. It's like, man, like, really help me out. Like, it'll be good karma. I'm like, wait, well, like, what do you mean? Like, give it to you for free? It's like, yeah.
Yeah, but for
I'm
karma.
like, yeah, but I don't know you.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, like, I've seen you on...
Karma gonna put gas in my tank?
I'm like, sweet, man. I'm like, I'll let my landlord know that the check's not coming, but some good karma's coming for him.
I get transferred. Is it transferable?
Yeah, is this like transferable karma? Like, can I like give this to somebody else? Hello, insurance company. I can't pay you this month, but like this guy that bought transmission from you, good karma. So I'm gonna like give you that like karma unit and like give it to you. Yeah. I don't know how much it's worth, but you know it's worth something.
It's like Bitcoin, right? It's like not really real, but it's like something you can pay for things.
Karma coins.
Karma coin. Oh my god.
Yeah. So it's always an ongoing thing where it's like, do you know what? I never thought I'd hear that. Every week, there's always like somebody's like, man, I never knew that could like come out of someone's mouth. Like, this is serious shit. So, yeah, like buying and selling parts and stuff all the time definitely lends itself to many a good story for sure.
Yeah, good experiences. Mm-hmm. Well, not good experiences.
Yeah, do you know what? They can be good experiences. Like, if I smiled or laughed at some point, it was a good experience.
Yeah.
Whether I got like posed or whatever, it's all part of the game, I guess.
Yeah. That's. So what do you got scheduled like for events this year?
For events this year, Grid Life, of course.
Yes. Excited.
A big shout out to Chris Stewart.
The dude is amazing.
He is a magical man.
He's
do you know what? It's the fact of how new those events are, and the exposure, and the idea.
Yeah.
Just how well it's just like at least to a competitor or spectator, this well-oiled machine of an event.
It runs
and just like
so well.
This runs so well. This is great. This was like, here's your parking spot. That you actually have a parking spot. Here's the event. We're going to be running at this time. Boom, they're on time. Every time. Like, here's your tickets. Here's your pass. Sign this. And then it's done.
All the info's there.
And then it's like, and you're done. And then you just do the event. And then there's no problem.
Yeah. And then you leave.
Great. And then you leave.
And then they share everything that you post.
Yeah.
And the exposure's there.
And it's just great.
And you can Facebook Chris at 3 a.m. You'll be like, hey man, I was just curious about this. And he's like 5 minutes later, you'll be like, I'm sorry, it took me 5 minutes to get back to you. But
sorry.
Like, I was putting my kids to bed.
Like I was in the shower, so I didn't have my phone glued to my hand.
I don't know. Because he actually has like a full-time job too. Yeah. He's like a marketing, something like that. I don't know.
I'm sure he does a similar type of magician work.
Yes, another Honda guy though. That's where he started, was Honda Beats.
Yeah. Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, he even did some in Canada. Yeah. No, the guy is just standing.
Yeah. So then,
and this is like 4 years too. This is the 4th year. 4th or 5th?
No, I think it'd be the. Because I went to the first Grid Life they ever had, I remember.
In Michigan.
I
was at that one too. When remember the backfield was like vacant.
Yeah.
And now, it's solid. You could barely walk through the tent.
So, so the first one I didn't drive. The second one I drove Ian's Mustang. Did you ever hear
that was you?
Yeah, I was that crazy idiot with a stock Mustang.
Dude, I've got video footage of you in that.
Yeah, everybody wondered why the lights were flickering when I was entering the first turn at like 110 miles an hour.
Yeah.
It's because the daytime running lights turn off when I'm on the e-brake. It's like, when you have like strobe lights in your headlights? I'm like, no, I just like
driven e-brake. That was you?
Yeah, I've got footage. Because my car wasn't done yet, and Ian's just like, well, it's got a warranty.
That guy, Ian's the shit.
Yeah, Ian's a good man. Yeah. He's got a Miata now. He crossed over to the good side. Yeah, got rid of the nice track pack Mustang for a Miata I imported for him. But he loves it. Miata's best. So it's an answer to every problem.
Miata is always the answer.
Yeah, the Mustang was good. I found the first time it was a really interesting weekend. I had lost my hearing almost completely the day before. I had this like horrible blockage or something. So my balance was all like messed up. I couldn't hear anything. And the Mustang is like a soft rev limiter.
Yeah.
So it's just like, wow, there's no like bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
It's like super smooth like V8 engine. So we had to take the exhaust off the car, the axle back off of it, so I could hear the car because I couldn't hear.
Oh
I was
my
deaf.
God. Yeah, it was loud.
Yeah,
it was loud. Yeah.
At the end because we were like, I couldn't drive. I'm like, this sucks.
I don't know where the rev. Yeah, you're not looking at gauges. You're
I'm trying to drive this 5,000-pound lump around the track that's bone stuff. Yeah, and we had this crazy body roll. So I'm just like, man, how can I fix this for free? I don't know.
Yeah, there's an AutoZone around the corner.
And there's a Walmart.
There is a Walmart.
So we went to the Walmart, and I bought 2 packs of Spalding tennis balls.
You actually did?
Yeah, I stabbed the tennis balls, we jacked the car up, and I jammed them in the struts. It was 3 or 4 in the front and 5 in the back, or 3. It was a staggered. And it was a night and day difference. It was a different car. He left them in the car until the day he got rid of it.
And then you had to pull a fish from all that. You probably even forgot until the guy looked at it. He was like, why is it?
Yeah. And it was amazing. A game changer. Totally changed the car.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was great. That and a long shift knob. Excellent car. I can definitely say I'm a huge fan of those new Coyote Mustangs.
Yeah.
I never, ever, ever lost a stoplight encounter with that car, ever. No matter what it was.
In Woodbridge, Mexico.
In Mexico. in the polar Mexico.
Yeah.
But man, that car was great. Mustang,
so
good stuff. My buddy Shane actually just got a S550 Mustang and they're putting an LS in it, so we definitely.
The butt hurt is real.
Oh yeah, Shane, the guy that drives the GTO.
Yeah.
Shane Wally.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he somehow got this almost brand new Mustang without an engine in it, and now it's going to be a drift car with turbo LS. So that's going to be really cool. So I'm kind of happy to see him out in that new chassis. A fun fact: he bought that GTO brand new off the showroom before.
Really?
Yeah, he's the original owner. He's the first dude.
Holy shit.
Brand new car. Yo, give it to me.
Insane.
And now it's just cut up crazy drift car.
Yeah,
which is kind of cool. There's a couple people that I know that have there's a guy here in Hamilton that bought his 2000 Civic brand new, and it was a time attack car.
Why not?
Turbo K series and stuff. And it's just hey, I'm the only owner. I know how it was taken care of. Yeah. I just think that's really cool.
Yeah, everything's new in it, bushings.
I unfortunately have never really owned a car for super long. The van I think I've owned the longest. It's between my old Kooky. God rest its soul. And usually I have about a 2-year attention span maximum for a car. I had my 180 for quite some time. 3 or 4 years or something. That car went through a lot of stages. That car was great. I love that thing. But again, best way to do V2 is to build a whole new car.
Yeah,
so,
start from scratch.
And use what you learned and move forward. Everybody gives me a hard time for you're always changing cars, always making them better ones. So,
that's tough, man. Because I saw you at both Grid Life Atlanta and both Michigan, and before Atlanta, whatever happened, I never got the final kind of diagnosis on that. But you were slaying that corner, that horseshoe.
That was the first time I'd ever driven the car ever.
Really?
I'd never. The most I'd driven it was up and down the street in front of my shop with no doors and no seat or belts or anything. No panels, just a shell. Just after he got into ripping it 150K, top of fourth down the street. All right, guys, it's good. We put it back together. We got the car running on the trailer, done 2 a.m. The day of Grid Life, and then we just drove straight there. I hadn't slept.
That was Michigan, right?
That was Michigan.
And then you ended up blowing a gasket for the turbo.
No, I lost the turbo gasket.
Yeah.
And we had a oil cooler line, a push lock. It was an issue with it. It was an Earl's push lock.
Yeah, push lock.
And 90 degree.
Yeah.
With this Parker hose or something that I was using. And I guess all push lock design is created differently.
Oh.
Even though you would think a push lock barb is a push lock barb.
Yeah.
Turns out that every manufacturer has their own little change in spec, even though it's only 40 or 50 psi.
That might work better with their hose.
It just came off. So it's just okay, cool. And usually I don't like using all this. I just wanted to use it because it was nice looking fitting.
Yeah.
Usually with the big A and stuff I like to use, I'll just get industrial crimped take it to a hydraulic shop.
Yeah,
and
no,
just make this so it can move an excavator, not just a car.
No, that's the way, seriously, that's the way to go. We did a couple of fittings on the Miata like that, mostly because I had a hydraulic shop next to my work, and I was like, guys, what would it cost? And he's like, these fittings are 30 cents. And I'm like, oh, perfect.
Yeah, and they're steel and they're cheap and everything.
They're not going anywhere.
Yeah. And Industrial Hose and Hydraulic here in Hamilton, they have helped. I had a Civic that was bagged, and I remember it was like a Saturday right at noon, and I had a little tiny like electrical incident in the trunk, and somehow arced one of the lines out to the chassis, and it popped a hole in it. So I'm like driving, it's like, and the car would like lay the body on the ground, and like where I was, there was like no way I would ever be able to make it home, like freewheeling all the way back. That's great. And like pull up to the place, and like the guy's like locking the door, like I'm like, hey man, can you help?
I'm really sorry.
Can you crimp this line for me? Luckily, they were a little bit longer than I needed them to be, so we just chopped the end and put a new end on.
Yeah.
And then ever since, I've always hit them up, and they always take care of me, whether it's just like. And then the nice thing is they don't expect anything from me. They're just like, we know you don't know what the hell you're doing. we know you don't know what the hell the thread this is, or what size it is, or what even you want.
That shit's a nightmare.
Yeah, and they're just like, do you know what? Like, we'll hold your hand through this.
Bring it in.
Just like, what end to what end, and how long does it need to be? We'll figure out the rest. And then they're just like, well, we did this, we did that, da, 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 give me blah, blah, blah. Like, insert super duper reasonable price here. I'm just like, all right, here's the money. You just fixed a whole huge problem.
If you price it out, like you go braided line versus like a cat hose, it's like half the price to go with the cat hose, which is rated way higher for PSI. Now it may not look like this nice fancy, but it's going to hold better. It's going to because it's on large equipment. It's meant for large equipment. You put it on a car.
And people say, oh, like why do you use like a nice little like I don't know. The fact that like this is 5 times as good and half the price. Why not? I'm like, at the end of the day, I do care how it looks.
Yes.
But I also would like to drive the car and it not catch on fire.
Mm-hmm. Well, the other thing too is how many cars have AN fittings versus how much machinery has hydraulic hoses.
Yeah. And I can, if for the most part, I can use a JIC, like a steel, like hydraulic fitting and an AN together, and they can be friends. So hey, why not?
Yeah. No, I completely agree. That's definitely a good call.
So IHH and Hamilton, like super good dudes. Yeah, they've helped us out a ton of times. So.
Well, I'm excited for Grid Life to come out. I'm gonna sneak a ride in. I'm gonna get a ride along on for that for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
That'd be wicked.
Hopefully the new car makes 1,000 horsepower. I've always kind of wanted to be like
that.
Yeah, man, my car makes 1,000 horsepower.
1K.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd probably run the car at like top of the bar like that all the time. No. But I'd really like to have a picture.
Just to know.
A piece of paper that has 4 digits on it. What's an HP beside it? It would be very, very cool.
You know what'd be cool is like get like your rear window and put the dynograph on the rear window.
No, I think that'd be a little bit even a little douchey for me. But
our big Harambe will go there instead.
Yeah, big Harambe. Yeah. driving through Cincinnati on the way to Atlanta Grid Life with the tits out for Harambe sign, like in traffic, I'm like hanging out the side door of the van, like at like 60 miles an hour.
Yeah.
People were not happy.
Dude,
they were upset.
We have undeniable proof that you actually got tits out for Harambe.
Yeah, it happened.
It did.
Whether they were it was definitely a quantity over quality for sure. However, the sign worked. It was just like those signs, like you just proved Brent advertising works.
Proof of concept.
Do you know what? Listen, the sign worked.
It did.
Whether they were good or bad, it doesn't matter. It worked, and that's how I'm going to leave it. That's my answer.
I was right next to you.
I know. I'm aware. I was probably the least drunk out of all the people. I think the signee was a little bit more excited than I was. However, I guess I was kind of like the nanny for the pits that night at Grid Life. There was lots going on there.
This is the most politically correct way I've ever heard someone phrase this whole.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And getting bitched out for burnouts that I wasn't doing.
I
remember that.
Did you get bitched out for that?
Yeah, they thought it was me because I had the underglow and the car's like, oh, it was you. I'm like, man, my engine's blown in my car.
Yeah, it was that chick in the Toyota 4Runner or something like that.
Do you know who you remember YTV?
Yeah.
Remember that Sugar girl?
That's Sugar Baby.
Yeah, that's what that girl reminded me of. She looked the same, sounded the same.
She was psycho. She was like at our tent and stuff and talking to us. I'm like, guys, we got
she's crazy.
Yeah. This is the kind of girl you wake up and she's holding your spleen.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I'm just taking these.
Oh man, it was that whole pit, that night in the pits was nuts. And then you realize like afterwards, like Chris Forsberg and Ryan Turk were doing donuts around Waka Flocka Flame just above us, and they're giving a shit for it.
Yeah, that performance was not that great.
I
was not super pumped about it. Like I was pumped
that he was there.
Like it was like
I'm not into rap at all.
This is gonna be cool, and then it was just like really like bottom of the barrel. I was just like, no, that kind of sucks. Because I know a lot of people were like super amped to see him perform, and he like wasn't really performing.
I was really stoked for Andrew WK, but I got heat stroke and passed out early. So
yeah, Atlanta will do that.
Yeah.
Big shout out to the guys from Tuner Tools that came along with us, and for putting up with my van that decided to lose its air conditioning about 10 minutes out from Columbus, Ohio, to pick them up. So I got the AC working like night before we grid life finally made it to Ohio, and that was end of the road.
What's hilarious is like, is Ian from Tuner Tools?
No.
Who's one of the guys was from Tuner Tools, and he gave me a Tuner Tools sticker to put on the Miata, and I did. And the main feature for our Past Mag article, you could see a giant Tuner Tools sticker, and then absolutely nothing to do with the build except for we got drunk and I promised him I'd put a sticker on it.
Yeah.
It was so
drank
funny.
all our beer, man.
Huh? I like 2 of your beer and I bought you more.
Well, I don't even drink, so you're good.
Yeah, because that was the first night. Okay,
so lit on 7-Up?
I got lit on 7-Up. I didn't realize this. So like in Atlanta, they don't serve alcohol even, like you go to Michigan, you can get beer at the Walmart all night long. Yeah. In Atlanta, at 11 o'clock, they stop. So we went out into the town to go get beer. And it was like 11:05. We go to the self-checkout, and this lady comes up, and she's like, "You can't do that." I'm like, "Do what?" She's like, "You know better." I'm like, "I don't know better about anything." She's like, "You can't buy alcohol past 11." I'm like, "I'm not from around here. I don't know if you've really." She's like, "No, honey." She was amazing though. She talked us through. She's like, "You can come back at 6 a.m."
There was this hilarious woman I remember that was across the street at the McDonald's from that Speedway.
Okay, yeah.
Right? And she was hilarious. She was just like roasting all the... she was like the manager or something. Oh man, it was priceless. It was a good time.
Those trips are the best. And it's like, it doesn't matter what happens.
Yeah, like I blew up my car and I had a great time.
Yeah.
It was good. It was like... I always said, man, that grid life, that was the best drift event I've ever been to. And then I go to another one, and I was like, that one was the best I went to. So it's like, I guess I got a lot of, really a lot of expectation now. I'm like, I'm going to be more pumped than I was last time.
I hope so. I've gotten more pumped every year. Yeah. And I think it's because like I remember everything that happened, and then none of that stuff happens again. I get new stuff that happens. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like whether you meet new people, or you get to do ride-alongs, or you get to see stuff, or you drive a certain way. Mm-hmm. Like, those events are
finally getting to drive your Miata was like pretty cool, because I was like a huge hater from the beginning.
Everybody was.
This is dumb, and you know what? It was terrible and amazing all at the same time.
Having you drive it was probably the funniest thing ever. Yeah. You have this frown you get in your face, and then you started like you made it 10 feet, and you're just like huge grin, like this is amazing.
And the big hill behind the pit lane, I was just like putting it like third or something, just letting the clutch out, and it just like goes up the hill. I'm like, this is ridiculous. This isn't even like a car; it's like a tractor with a Miata body.
That was the first time I'd ever been on a track. Yeah, was at Road Atlanta. Not many people. I didn't tell anybody. Like I didn't even tell the guys I was with, because I'm like, yeah, I've never drifted a car in my life. I've never been on a track in my life.
But you lived. You didn't die.
I did. I should have died. I should have died a few times.
That track is really, really scary. It's unfortunate that we lost the engine on the second day there, but I think I'm definitely pretty pumped about going like 120, 130 miles an hour over the crest into 12 there, like flat out in the car. Will be pretty tight.
You got bigger balls than I do, man. I'll give you a wheelbarrow for those testicles, because there's no way in hell I won't even passenger in that. That wall comes way too fast.
That's why you got to get away with it with the gas pedal.
Yeah. Just the thought of that,
I'll never. I was living vicariously through Riley that day, because I saw him out there. I'm like, fuck, I wish that was me. But anyhow, it's just like, man, it's like the first time you do it, you're like, this is ridiculous, and then you just like hammer on the throttle, and then it just is fixed, and everything is okay.
Yeah.
And he's like, you just have to believe in the skinny pedal, and then everything is fine. It's like when you have any doubt, that's when the problems happen. Which is true with a lot of like motorsport and stuff like that.
Yeah, that entire event, like the fact that they allowed people to run the entire course, because that was the first time in history that they allowed.
First time that they ever had full course drifting. So I'm glad that I was part of many firsts.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
And the fact you were running an S15, which like almost nobody has in the States.
Yeah, like for me, like a friend of mine came to look at an S15 that I might or may not get rid of. And like he brought a couple of his buddies along. I'm like, wow, there's like all this like crazy stuff, and I'm just like, I don't know, whatever. It's just like so like normal to me, right? Mm-hmm. But just like, and then people are like, wow, real S15. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, wow, I got like 3 of these. No, that's impossible.
Yeah, it's
but it's, at the end of the day, like it's a $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 car. You see people driving around in Corollas that cost more than that. So really,
yeah, my Fiesta's 19.
Yeah, exactly. Like how baller is it, you know? But hey, if someone wants to think I'm an extra cool guy because I drive some 15-year-old old shitty Mustang, then hey, it's cool weird. Me out.
It's weird how we cling on to those cars though. Mm-hmm. Like of all the things, sure. But like don't get me wrong, an amazing car. But like there are cars that came out during the same time that were probably better, or probably faster, probably cheaper, better to build. But like that's what we picked.
And like you saw that R34 sedan I had, right?
Yeah,
the gray one. They sold to Robin and. Man, driving that thing around, people were like, wow, like, oh my god. And I'm thinking to myself, like, man, this is a base model sedan Skyline. It's an automatic transmission and a non-turbo R5. And this car kind of sucks. It looks really nice.
It does kind of suck.
But, like, I'm driving a Shell that has, like, a thing in it, so I don't have to push it. You know?
That's it.
So people are like, wow, it's crazy.
Well, even Garrett, the other guy with Pistonhead, he imported an R34 GTT and he put a 2J in it.
Yeah, he just came down. He's in Huntsville right now.
Did he? I gotta look at those cams, by the way.
Oh yeah,
Are they here? I was gonna get
they're close.
All right. We'll figure that part out. But he's got your wig. I can't wait to put that thing on. Mm-hmm. That thing is badass looking.
Yeah, the night that I went out and met his brother.
Yeah, Clayton's got a Supra.
Yeah, I think I met somebody else. One of his buddies or something. I can't even remember. Oh, okay. It was like super late, like crazy snowstorm. And I was already out there. My girl lives like in Richmond Hill, so it's just kind of sort of.
It's like 20 minutes away. Yeah,
close-ish. Yeah. And I was already out there. I'm like, you know what? And it was crazy. I posted a bunch of like things I weren't using from the race car, and I sold them all in one night. I couldn't believe it. And it was like pretty expensive stuff. And I was just like fully blowing up. Like, man, I want it. Okay, just like was gonna take the Celsius. I'm like, nope, taking the van full of parts. So
yeah, that wing's sitting in the garage. I saw it like 2 days ago.
That's pretty cool. I really wanted to put in that Skyline a VVTi 1J or like a SR20 in it, but it never happened. One thing led to another. I sold the car, got it back, traded it, and the car and nothing ever changed. With the car, it just stayed the same. Mileage never went up. No one ever used it. Huh. And now Robin's got it. He's got a couple plans for it. So I'm really excited to see what he does. He's got a good head on his shoulders. And he's still managing to work on the car after he just had his first kid.
Yeah.
So that's key. I think that's even more impressive than the build.
I got 2 now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, well, you're here doing this.
I'm still doing this. Yeah, I managed to pawn my kids off of my dad for a weekend. So. Yeah.
Shout out to Dad.
Yeah, thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Dad.
Supporting everything I do. Yeah. Yeah. You just sold one to Adam from Passbag.
Adam. Oh yes. That's Ryan Reese is the guy that bought my S15. That's his old car.
Oh,
yeah. So it's a little bit tougher on the edges aesthetically. It's rust free and it was a really, really, really well put together car.
Yeah.
I kind of pushed him in the right direction when he was building it. I had very low hopes because it was just like it just got into it. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna build this car." I'm just like, "Yeah, right, pal. Like this thing is like a huge like undertaking. I don't think you get it."
Yeah.
And proved me wrong.
Yeah.
And the car was good, and he built it properly. It was great. And now Adam's gonna finally has a car now. Finally, after like
driving around mom's. What was he had a Hyundai?
Or no, I think he had a Nissan Rogue.
That was a Nissan Rogue.
Yeah.
I knew it was an import like SUV.
Yeah, well, but it was just the fact that like he's like, oh man, I want this, I want that. I'm like, man, like let's do it. And then it was just never like the hand was like kind of like near the gun, but it was never even on the trigger. And then this one day, I'm just like, man, you want this car? This much, boom. And then he's just like, all right. Came down with Martino. They checked it out. Kind of like cold about it. I was just like, oh well, whatever. I tried. Yep. Next day, boom, I'll take it. All right, dropped it off, and I'm really excited to see him at least behind the wheel instead of behind the camera and the keyboard, making all that good promotional stuff for all of us. So
he's a good writer. I've known him
for
a bit. I remember when he was back with Automotive Photo with GC, and then he was with Ironworks for a bit, and then now it's kind of cool to see him with Passmag. Passmag in general is like super young. Like even Mickey, who's running it, it's like 24, 23.
Well, Passmag's been around since I was in like.
Don't date yourself here.
Grade. Oh, I think I bought my first Passmag when I was in grade 5 or 6.
All right.
Yeah, and they had still already had them for a while.
Yeah.
And I remember like a white and this one I had like I must have wore the pages out of this book. And it had this white Integra on the front with a red and white interior. And it was sick.
I do remember
that car was sick. Now today I'd like probably throw up in my mouth, but at the time it was super sweet.
It's weird how those trends go.
Yeah.
What do you?
It's funny how some trends do come back.
Yeah.
But the
body kits,
the painted interior, I don't know, not so much feeling.
Dude,
I'm sure some guy in Japan will do it, and then everybody will think.
Yeah, RWB or Liberty Walk will release
somebody
kits.
like, oh yeah, paint your interior of a baby blue, sick.
Yeah. What do you think's next? Like, what do you think's the next like big style fad that's gonna come through?
As long as people keep putting underglow in your car, I'm pretty good with that.
It's like the one thing you've held on to?
Yeah, always want the underglow. Underglow and strobes, put all the strobes and everything. My trailer has underglow and strobes, the truck does, everything.
That's so great. And now that LED technology is finally caught up with the demand, you know?
Yeah. I don't know if I'd be putting like tubes under my car, but hey, I can buy a roll of LED strips and spend some time with a soldering iron.
Yeah, that's all you need now.
Glow it up. We're gold and we're good.
That's wicked. So where's so back to the car. I knew this was gonna happen. We jump around a whole bunch.
Yeah, well, that's the whole point.
Yeah, exactly. So the car's being caged, hopefully done.
I wouldn't even say hopefully done. The car is done. I think he's just finishing up a couple of little things.
Yeah.
Once I get it back, I bought a spare engine for my buddy Ian. Other Ian that was with me at
Atlanta.
At Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah, it was very confusing. So there was tall Ian,
bald
Ian,
one. Yeah, I know him.
And then there was the other Ian, who's also tall but not bald.
Oh, okay.
And then he brought his buddy, who's also named Dylan, that also is about my height and also has brown hair. So it was Ian and Dylan and Dylan. So it was a bit confusing. Yeah. And it was just like it was a bit of a disaster. However, nobody died. So. Ian, we were putting together a Safiro. He decided to buy some like super cool like old truck. Yeah. So now I guess 2Js don't go in old trucks apparently. Small block Chevy. So I bought his old engine and a bunch of stuff. Some of it I'm keeping. Some of it Ryan, the guy that bought my old S15, is taking. So that kind of at least it's kind of staying in the family. So once the car gets back, I'll get the tranny on, make my transmission bracket, finish my tranny tunnel, get that all sorted out, and get like the mock-up engine in, and start fuse fabrication. Just hooked us up with a new exhaust manifold. We're just finishing some stuff up for what turbo we're going to use this season. But once I know that, we get the manifold on route, which will be cool. Changing things up from last year.
Nice.
We're going to try to do something instead of running the twin wastegates that we did before with a twin scroll, probably a center, like a V-band mounted turbo, so 6-to-1, and then wastegate right off the exhaust house instead of separate tubes, which just do the right-hand drive layout of my car and a JZ and an S15, the strut tower location and everything else doesn't exactly lend itself to like lots of breathing room for all the hot stuff on the side of the engine. Yep. So the more space, the better. Easier it is to service. Yeah. Cleaner it is. Less parts, less problems.
Exactly. So, keep it simple, right?
Whether how well you engineer something, there's always a rose. There's a rose as a
thorn on the rose. Something like that. Every rose has its thorn.
Yeah, exactly.
Poison.
Yeah. Poison. As a wise '80s hairband once said.
Was there any wise '80s hairband? Rainbow, maybe.
Yeah. Good tunes are good tunes.
I do like '80s hair metal. Yeah, that's my Honda Civic.
That's your Honda Civic.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So you get that, then this is the timeline we're kind of working on.
Yeah, so we got the engine in the car, and I'm going to be trying to get our new intercooler piping set up. I'm changing the intake manifold and some other stuff. We're going to be running that Plasma Man one again. Yep. Which will be super sweet. It's like CNC and like magical, like it's incredible. Like I almost want to cut it in half just to see what's inside.
Yeah.
But then I don't want to even know the magic. I just know that it makes lots of power and works. It looks really slick too. And then from there, finishing up the chassis wiring, I bought it at yeah. Luckily, I bought a Speedway sells it. It's a quarter of the price of a paintless kit and looks a lot nicer. All the wiring's labeled like every 5 or 6 inches, like for what it is. So
really?
Yeah, it's like $200, 22 circuit kit. Like I could do like a whole car and then some with it. And just like everything in a box with like nice big instructions, and it's like super simple. I'm like, you know what? I usually like hate wiring, but I think this is something that I can tackle.
Yeah.
Luckily, Tweak Performance is going to be building us a harness for the car, which is going to be really slick. Cam over there at Tweaked is planning some pretty cool stuff for the harness. I'm kind of excited about that. Yeah, so then once I get the chassis wiring done, hopefully my Vertex kit will be, because I bought a Vertex Edge. Well, I bought it for the car. Mm-hmm. So kind of changing it up a little bit. I missed from being the all stock metal and OEM Aero man to the like the complete absolute opposite of like 10-piece like
that's a pretty
wide body
extreme kit. Yeah,
it's pretty nutty. So
but that's gonna allow you to run a little more like wider tires. You're
gonna it just I'm still I really like stock looking like cars, but this car it's not a street car that I really drive, and it's built differently. And I finally, after many years of trying really hard to build a race car that also looks a certain specific way, I've realized that lends itself to a lot of shortcomings in the performance and like reliability standpoint. So which kind of I'm glad I finally came to terms and like sat myself down. Just like listen here, Dylan. You can't drive the car with like $10,000 like sick ass paint job and OEM Aero and like hand flared like steel quarter panels.
Yeah,
you're gonna drive this thing against walls. Like, don't be a bitch.
Yeah, so. I've heard that from a few drifters too. They say that like you never really get to your full potential until you're ready to write the car off.
I wouldn't say that I was ready to write the car off, but like even with my 180, like. I would do whatever it took to win. Yeah, that car had its own battle scars and stuff. Like the last season that I drove that car, which was in 2014, we won 4 to 5 events.
Jeez,
at CSCS with that car, and like it worked, and I just wanted to win.
Yeah,
and like I just did it, and whenever I get in the car, I just think of that, like keep myself in that mindset. And so far, so good. I don't know, the people that saw us driving the car at Grid Life South said that I guess I blew the dust off. So
you went pretty hard, man.
You
went pretty hard.
Yeah, so I'm definitely excited to scrub some paint, or wrap, because we're going to be wrapping the car this season. Yeah. Huh. Well,
it makes sense.
Details on that soon.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, somebody local is going to be helping us out with the wrap, which is going to be kind of cool. Getting away from my normal paint everything, SEMA spec way of building cars. However, Nick Portopescu, who's always, for the most part, always done my paint.
Did you have like a breakup dinner?
No, we're still good. He actually just painted the arrow for my Verosa. Over the weekend, because we're gonna have the car on Discovery Channel tomorrow.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
I guess there's like some
like
investigation Discovery where they do the murder reenactments and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. I guess they're doing one that's set in England, right around the corner from here, and a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend is like, hey, I know this guy. He's able to drive cars. And he's also just around the corner. So we're going to have a couple cars over there tomorrow, which will be kind of cool. So
that's sweet.
Some, like, apparent policeman is going to be driving my Verosa, so it's going to be kind of cool.
That's kind of neat.
The Verosa with this, like, detective driving. So that'll be kind of neat.
Yeah, let's get some behind-the-scene footage of that.
Yeah, just like, hey. The car's not being driven, it's off the road. Throw it on the trailer, drive it a kilometer down the road, get paid, see the car on TV.
Jeez. We get Money Gang Steve, who's on Vice, and now Dylan's gonna be on Discovery Channel. Like, what's this world coming to, man? Everybody was like these down home people, and everyone's just blowing up and becoming famous. It's like, what do you like? What do you do at that point? Like, you know, I mean, all these people that you grew up with that you're doing like all this basic stuff with, and now everyone's becoming famous. Everyone's climbing up through the ranks, right? Like, that's got to be kind of trippy.
Do you know the thing is that like, well, there's people that I saw like Riley and I remember when we just like I had my 180 and his SR20 and he had his truck and stuff, and we were like battling it out like side by side.
Yeah.
And just like seeing how he's grown as a driver as well, and then like how I've been kind of moving forward. It's kind of
it's gotta be trippy.
I wouldn't say it's trippy. It's just like the feelings like nothing is like you finally made it, but that like your efforts and your enthusiasm for something has finally, I wouldn't say this is racing, so it's definitely not paid.
Nothing gets paid off.
No, it's money in the fire.
Yeah,
but
just feed the turbo.
We've gotten better at throwing money directly into the garbage and not even missing the rim. It just goes directly right in, and there's a huge fire inside. We both got like a lot of Steve and Riley and like a bunch of people. We've all gotten really, really good at turning that hard-earned money into
fire,
black smoke.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
white smoke, really.
White smoke at the end of the day.
Yeah,
but professional money burners.
Yeah, that's really what
we're doing.
Is. That's hey, whatever though. It's good though. So, are you running in any particular series for the season?
Yes, we're going to be running at MDU again.
Nice.
Ran their Streets of Detroit events the last.
Those are so cool.
Yeah, unfortunately they canceled it last year, and this year we're going to be running at M1 Concourse, which is going to be really cool.
What?
The track is super sweet in Michigan.
Yeah,
and but yeah, like Nick Swan and all those guys running that show really have it together, and
Nick's great.
Yeah, Nick's a great
guy.
Great dude, and it definitely helped Chris out a lot with the kind of orchestrating the whole drifting thing at Grid Life, which is awesome because that's like integral. And if it wasn't for Grid, it makes it, and people come out for everything, but a lot of people come out there for the drifting. So
yes,
it's really cool.
Gotta give lapping their due credit.
Hey, I come from a road racing background.
Yeah,
I was catching some feels at Grid Life. I'm like, man, I really wish I was like gripping right now, you know. But
yeah,
yeah, but
push that back down.
Yeah. In 2014, when I was driving in CSCS, a buddy of mine, Kevin Stittle, he let me drive his Swift time attack car. You know, the K series in it?
Yeah.
Back when it was Suzuki powered, and I have a kind of a fondness for those cars from years past. And they needed a driver for one event at DDT, and then it turned out I drove the car for the rest of the season. I did really well, I thought, in the car, and it was really cool. Like, and it was because we were in Super Street front wheel drive, and our heat was just as the drift was starting.
Oh.
So it was a full like Le Mans start to go drifting because I'd like finished my attack. I like someone would unbuckle me out of the car, and jump out, like run down the pit lane. Get in my car and then get going on the track.
Yeah.
So it's definitely cool kind of doing a little bit of both. I wish that opportunity would present itself all the time, but I can't afford to barely maintain the one car.
Yeah, let alone and grip cars are just as pricey.
Just as expensive.
If not more expensive in some cases,
Just that our hourly buck really comes down to the tires. So it wasn't for the tires, it'd be cheap to run.
Yeah.
But the tires is like full like killer.
You're literally smelling and seeing money just disappear. And even if you get sponsorships for it, there's still the amount that you need to go through.
We're hopefully going to finalize some stuff for some help with tires this season. Auto Effects here in Hamilton, they do all of our wheel and tire mounting and like make sure that we have all the crap we need for the truck. They do a lot of like truck accessories and stuff like that, and they're just here in Hamilton, so they've always been they've been really good to us so far. Thanks, Roger.
Yeah.
Shout out to Roger. Rhoda. Speaking of wheels and tires, Rhoda, we're with this season. We're gonna be running their, I think it's the RKRM, RKRR.
I don't know wheel.
No. Oh. Wow.
I think I saw a picture of it.
MXR.
Oh, okay.
MXR. The RKR is the Watanabe looking one that looks super cool. I really, really like those. I need to get a Miata and get a set of those.
There you go. Back into Miatas. I wish they were a better drift car.
It doesn't even matter. I love them. They're the best. And so you can have the MXRs in the car. Really cool, kind of like unique design. Really their own design. I really like that. Really sweet wheels. So, and their main office here is just in Mississauga, so right in the corner. Yeah, really close. So from the Philippines to Toronto.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't realize they had.
A lot of people don't realize that. People are like, road to this, road to that. They make wheels for OEMs. You don't like to see people knocking like, that BMW, the wheels are crap on it.
Don't people love BBS?
If they make wheels for OEMs, I'd probably say that their manufacturing standards and qualities are up there with the best of them, and the price point and the designs that they sell, I can't really say anything bad about.
No, I really balances.
They sell really really nice product that's strong, good looking, and like a good financial decision versus for a lot of people, like not a lot of people can spend $3,000 or $4,000 on a set of wheels. You know what I mean?
All love to have three pieces. All of us. But
it's not even just that. You can buy a set of like T37s. It's like $4,000. You know? It's a one-piece wheel. Yeah. Like, hey, that's an iconic design. But when there's a great support system, they have everything in stock, and the wheels themselves look great. They're strong. They work. Finishes are good. It's really hard to say no.
No, I completely agree. No, that's good, man. It's been really cool to kind of watch all these companies get on board, and obviously you're announcing them after contracts are signed, after negotiations, and I know as well, like getting. I'll never bash sponsors, but like going through the process of proposing and contacting and negotiating and signing. It's just
what the thing is, though, it is you have to. The problem that I've found and seen in the last few years is that too many people that I feel could have a very, very good program sell themselves short.
I hear that a lot.
Too many people are like, oh, you're willing to give us like 20% off MSRP? Perfect. And like blast it all over the side of their car and like blow them up. But nobody realizes that like the money and the effort that their content costs them, like the racer, they don't understand that like their friend that works at a shop around the corner that has an account can get the stuff for the same money.
Yeah, you're selling. They're selling it at a shop.
And really, like you can't knock the manufacturer for doing that because like
makes sense.
We're all in the business of making money, and some of us throwing in the garbage. But anyhow, dollars for smiles.
Yeah.
But it's just if you have good content, you promote yourself well, you you do cool stuff.
Yeah. That's almost.
And you have a good head on your shoulders. Don't like give yourself away for free.
Yeah.
Like
unless you're giving yourself away for free parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. And you know the thing is that it's not the monetary investment from the manufacturer they're getting for you've got a clutch or a turbo or the tires or wheels or whatever. It's what you're giving back to them. Nobody gives a shit how your car is. Nobody how good of a driver you are. This not. It's the content they're paying for and the ROI on their end.
Yes.
They could care less if your car is 3,000 horsepower and is the best so and so in the whatever region of the this or that. It doesn't matter.
You're not doing anything.
That's one cool post on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like blah 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 Inc. is sponsoring the yada yada racing, first name last name racing.
Yeah.
Whatever car, and it is the most powerful and this and that. Okay, so then what? What are they getting out of that?
Yeah.
Right. And people they just like, really go about things the wrong way, and unfortunately sell themselves short, which makes people that are really really like doing it for real and trying really really hard, like me and Steve and Riley and all these local guys that were really trying, kind of like gives us the short end of the stick, which is unfortunate. But hey, then that just means we need to try even harder and do even more for the people that support us, which I have no problem with at all. So that's always good.
It happens way too often too, and it shows like not to like it's just an example, but like Ryan Turk, he hasn't done really all that well in the last couple of years, he's getting crazy sponsorship because he's
well liked.
He's well liked. He produces consistently good content. He's got good connections. Yeah. And you know what? He shows up to all the races. He does all the meet and greets. Like,
he's a good, solid person.
Yeah. And you meet the guy, and he's a great guy. Shoot the shit with him. Mm-hmm. But and then you know what I mean. But he's not. It doesn't matter anymore that he's not winning every event.
Yeah, and like FD and stuff. It's just.
It's political.
It's so political and stuff, and that's what I really like about MDU is that that fat is not there.
No,
and just really good, like wholesome, real good racing with like good judging, and it's just in that like, and it works, and there's no nonsense, no like. It's just a really, 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 really good series, and the first time I drove in it in 2014. Just did an exhibition because I did a 2-day event. So my car wasn't caged or anything, and I realized that like U.S. drifting is like totally different. Because I had done events with CSCS for years and years. Yeah. I don't know if we're going to be doing them again, but hey, if we get welcomed back and
schedule fits, right?
If the schedule, if the schedule or the shoe fits,
yes,
I'll be there. What I was saying about getting the dog box all mounted up.
Yeah.
Too. We're going to be running the new ACT triple plate.
Oh, cool.
In the car, so that's like super sweet. I ran a spec previously, and the clutch was good for 1,000 horsepower apparently. However, it felt like I was like driving like a Civic. So it was really, really hard to drive the car aggressively because it just like the clutch didn't have any feeling. And anybody that I've spoken to about this ACT product, and they had one on display at PRI, and we had a good discussion with them about like how it's set up and how it works, and it's just
the advantage of it. Yeah,
it's just a really, really good product. I'm really excited to have like the best of the best in the car. In the drive on this season, so it's going to be really good.
Do you find there's a benefit to going either twin or triple disc as opposed to single, like for clutch kicking? Do you even do much clutch kicking anymore?
No,
power overs.
Well, the thing, my driving style, I really, really don't like using the e-brake, and I really, really don't like clutch kicking, and I think that really just comes from having a Miata that has a terrible e-brake originally. So never ever relying on it, and just having a car with no power where. As much as I would just go faster instead of like try to make the car like skid the tires with the clutch, right?
Yeah.
So just my driving style is kind of odd. I guess I've been told, but hey, it seems to work.
If it's showy,
and like nearly 1,000 horsepower, like on off. My drive line probably isn't the best. Isn't the best.
Doesn't matter what transmission or differential or anything you have in there. Eventually, that's going to wear it.
1,000 on, 1,000 off, 1,000 on, 1,000 off. Not exactly the best
ideal situation.
Ideal situation for sure. But luckily, that ACT will definitely hold up to the abuse we'll be giving it. Mostly everybody in FD is using the same clutch, so I know it's a tried and true setup, and they keep making advancements. And their service team is really good. Like I can send that thing up, get it back right away. Sweet. If I ever need to get it rebuilt or anything.
Worst case scenario.
Exactly.
Any other like crazy companies on board that you can talk about? Or maybe something we can scoop or something like that?
Well, JP at Stripping Tech, once again, is helping us out again. He made all my little boy racer dreams come true last year. And powder coated basically the entire car with the body of the car. Yeah. If it was metal and I could unbolt it and it would fit in the oven, we powder coated it. So huge shout out to him. I will never ever paint a part ever again if it is made of metal.
No.
It's just nothing better than putting the car on the trailer, blasting it with a hose, wiping it down with a cloth, and it looks like I've never driven the car.
Yeah.
Makes things really easy for making adjustments and checking the car over after every event and before every event, just being able to have a nice, clean, like workspace.
Yes,
and obviously it's super aesthetically pleasing, which is a big thing to me.
Yeah, clear.
Team racer,
closet racer.
Yeah, no, everybody knows it.
No closet.
There's no closet for that one. But like big ups to those guys. They really, really go above and beyond. They've been working with Envy and Nextmod. Doing like a drop-off service with stuff. So it makes it really easy because they're over in Cambridge. But
if you're out there, is going to pick a company to do it, you know he's got a lot of offers, and this is the one he's chosen.
Yeah.
No, it's I've seen the work they did on your car. It's crazy.
Yeah, super pumped with the work that they've done, and just the attention to detail, and just and the turnaround time and stuff. Like, I've had all the bad experiences with paint and body shops, powder coating places,
2 months, 3 months,
and just like, it's professional, it's simple, it's made easy, and they do it for a really reasonable price, and really can't say anything bad about that. So I'm really happy to be on board with somebody you can really believe in, and they really came through with us last season, and definitely super happy to promote them again this year.
Yeah.
Fortunately for them, they don't really have to do anything more for us, because they already did everything on the car, and because it's done properly, they don't have to do it again.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure you'll think of something. I'm sure you're gonna find something. You turn to the part and be like,
there's more metal parts. Sorry, JP.
Yeah.
They're coming. Yeah, they did all the ceramic coating too on our exhaust manifold, which was made a huge improvement, because heat was a big problem at Grid Life, Michigan, burning all of the parts.
Yeah, and then Atlanta's 110 degrees anyways.
Yeah, but nothing melted, nothing burned. So,
there you go.
Yeah, so the ceramic coating stuff that they can do too is really sweet.
Such an underrated thing that people forget about. It's like
heat management is the number one concern, especially if you're making like anything over than 500 horsepower. I don't care what.
When you're drifting, cooling isn't always the easiest thing to do.
No, we just were like putting BTUs into everything. With our right foot.
Yeah.
No air goes to where they should be. We basically do everything you shouldn't do to a car. So.
Yeah, really, you should have just holes in the fenders.
Just holes everywhere. Just a hole.
Swiss cheese car, right? Yeah. That would be the ultimate cooling effect.
Yeah. Lattice mobile.
Chicken wire.
Yeah, chicken wire, whole front clip.
Yeah. I wonder how that would hold up.
It would hold up good until you hit something.
Yeah, the first time you do a wall tap.
The chickens everywhere.
Just the feathers.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. You saw the fuel system that we did last year. All Dash 12 and crazy.
Oh, man.
Yeah. We were working with Vibrant back then. Now we're going to be debuting some of Radium's really cool stuff that they make for fuel systems.
I don't think I've heard of them.
Yeah, they're out of Oregon.
Okay.
And they make magical, really cool surge tanks and like fuel system solutions, and also like catch cans and stuff like that.
Okay.
A lot of really well like engineered like techie goodness for making some serious power. So really excited to get the black and green bits on our car this year.
Is that the color theme?
Yeah, black and green.
Dude, that's my go-to. Like,
that's then you gotta go upgrading.
I'm excited. I used to have lime green hair. I used to have a lime green mohawk at one point in time.
Yeah, I don't know if they sell any hair products, but I can definitely get you some AN fittings that are green.
That would have been great to know. In like,
I don't know if you can green anodize your hair, but I'm sure they can try.
I did anodizing for a little bit. I still have all my equipment too. I keep auto-saving this because I want to make sure nothing. I'm all paranoid now, but. Yeah. Oh man, yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know there was a company that was making green anodized.
What fuel were you guys using in the Miata? Just the diesel out of the pump, or
we were using dyed diesel.
I guess it wasn't. It wasn't a road car. So.
No, it was dyed diesel, and then we used. Lucas sent us a fuel stabilizer and an octane booster.
Oh, that's cool.
So that way we could actually advance the timing a bit, because like nobody makes high octane diesel.
Yeah.
So I talked to a few people there, and they gave me like a mixing list of kind of what to do. So so we used the stabilizer, and that was mostly because with the injectors and all the fuel system that was in everything was really tight tolerance, and then they gave us this octane booster specific for diesels. And the cool thing is that it actually shot flames on the odd occasion, because there's actually a photo of us in Atlanta where it popped out a flame, which was kind of neat. And there was a few other times we'd heard about it. So
that's cool.
Yeah, it's kind of neat to get a diesel to roll coal and shoot a bit of fire.
Yeah.
So that's what we did, and we kept the stock. It was the stock fuel tank that was in it, and then we removed the pickup pump because it obviously wouldn't have worked.
Yeah.
And then we weren't running enough fuel to need a secondary fuel unit.
Yeah.
The pump that was on the engine was fine.
Sweet.
Because we were really concerned at one point. Like we talked to like Fast. Who does diesel fuel pumps.
Yeah.
And they basically said to me, like, look, you may not even need it. And I'm like, oh, come on. Like he's like, I don't want to give you something you don't need. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, which is really like stand up for them. And then Yeah, it was fine with the fuel pin and everything else. We didn't run into any issues. We never had issues with fuel. Like, it was always rolling coal. And then even when we were on nitrous, because we got up to a 175 shot at the end of the season.
Yeah,
like we were.
I saw you guys had a pretty big bottle.
20-pound bottle sitting right behind my head. Yeah, I don't know how that passed track inspection, but
hey,
if it passed,
it's a Miata with a 4BT in it.
I know.
I'm sure the kind of the looking the other way definitely happened.
Yeah, I think they're more intrigued during track.
You're just like, you know what? This is so terrible. I let this go.
Yeah, and the best part is if I crashed into anything, that engine just wasn't going anywhere because it was direct bolted to the
engine would
frame.
just go through whatever you hit.
Yeah.
With the car attached.
Yeah, actually, funny story. They kind of debuted it at Urtifa, running and driving, because that's when we got all the driveline shit all figured out. And I was starting it, and I was doing laps around the Urtifa event with Urtifa. I know some of these Persian guys really mad that I'm pronouncing that wrong, but I went to start it, and I must have hit the shifter into first, and the starter's so big on it, it just went. And yeah, exactly. So I immediately tried to stop it, and it ran over my foot, and then started dragging me, and then everybody that was around it started grabbing it, because I was only 20 feet away from a brand new BMW M3. Like direct sight. And, I stopped it about 4 feet away from
just what you need. Miata self-driving and self-through BMW.
And the funny part is it was like BMW, and then right behind that was Riley's car. The MV Auto booth was there, and it would have just plowed both of them, and
all the way through.
Yeah, it would.
That probably would have been.
It would have gotten internet famous. It would have been more famous. I would have owed so many people money. I think Dove would have actually throttled me in front of everyone. Yeah. The only problem now is I got to build something else that's even crazier.
Yeah, don't know where to go with that. Just something with a rotary that has something that.
Okay, so you're on the same page as me then. I found
get an FD and then put some I would say put a diesel on it, but I already did that.
Yeah, I know. And I refuse to LS anything.
Well,
people so far against it. I know.
Put a Volvo red block in or something stupid like that.
I found a Ferrari Dino aftermarket, a reproduction fiberglass shell that has the exact same wheel to wheel as an S13. So I could gut an S13 and put a Dino shell on it in theory.
Well, that's a 246.
I don't know.
Yeah, Dino. So the quad tail.
Yeah, exactly.
Really,
yeah.
It's a Ferrari, but not a Ferrari.
Yeah. They used to drop them on Fieros and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I would do that, and then put a 13B in it, just make everyone angry.
Oh yeah, that would make people really.
Yeah, nice. A Ferrari on a Nissan frame, or even whatever frame I can find, right? And then a rotary in it. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess when the Sawzall and the welders coming out, anything will fit.
Oh man, yeah. If you've got a welder and a plasma cutter, you can make it fit. I've learned that, and I've got a lot of friends now that are fabricators and stuff, and after seeing that project, they're all I wish I would have got in. I want to get on. Whatever you're doing next, let me know. I'm taking a year off from doing anything stupid, and I might try and actually build a semi-competitive car so I can learn how to drift before I go out and just do it.
Learning how to walk before you run is always a good.
The way I put it last time was kind of crude. I'm I went from being fingered at a party to being a porn star. I was this is what I'm gonna do now. Do
you know what? Hey,
whatever floats your boat. That's at the end of the day, it's what it's all about. But I would actually like to learn how to drift properly in a car that's
learn
capable.
How to drive fast first.
Yeah,
If you can get the road racing fast driving understanding. If you can learn to drive a car at 90%, you will learn how to drive it at 110.
That's good.
You learn by learning what not to do. You learn how to also do those things.
Yeah, I was
driving a car, racing a car, is driving a car just before the edge.
Yes.
Drifting a car is really in basic terms driving just past the edge, and then from that. Now, learning how to drive a car super fast on a track, for speed and time, you're learning to drive the car just below that edge. So,
the next step.
So, learning how to keep the car tight and learning how to... You're also learning... You're kind of backwards learning those techniques. At least that's how I learned.
No, fair enough. I've never had a fear with speed. Like, I always grew up on back roads, and we would like blast through like logging roads and stuff like that. Like, I call it like Group Z rally. Yeah, it was just like whatever we could find, old Subarus and any vehicle we could find. We take it on logging roads.
Being a city slicker, I unfortunately did not have the same luxuries.
You had different luxuries. You had access to garages and shops and suppliers, whereas if I wanted something, I had to drive an hour to the nearest shop to go and find it.
Yeah, so I guess I'm pretty lucky. There's like where I'm at is like super convenient. Like Tuner Tools is going to be doing all of our like tuning and stuff this year.
Yeah,
they're like 15 minutes away from Jigs.
Perfect.
Like, oh shit. Like, they close at 5. Cool, it's 4:30. Sweet.
Still gonna make it.
We're gonna go there and get the part off the shelf. Like,
yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
There's a big benefit to that, for sure.
So, those lucky guys. So, over there in Columbus, Ohio, Brian and all the gang over there, they're doing a good job. So.
That's good, man. It sounds like you've really got things lined up for it. Like a lot of good companies on. I think we got most. Is there anything?
Well, speaking of tuning, we're going to be trying out the Pro E112 fuel that Renegade sells. They do a lot of fuels for like power sports and stuff, but also drag racing and like other kinds of motorsport as well. So they have this like really cool leaded ethanol. They call it a Pro E112. So I'm really excited to see the benefits from that. From running my like dumpster mix E98 last season to this I'm sure is going to pay dividends in terms of reliability and just performance.
Well, especially being leaded, the benefits, the valve train and everything else, like that's huge. Reduction.
We were going to run like an oxygenated like race fuel.
Yeah.
But the guys over there at Renegade, their technical director, was able to teach us all about what's like really what is going on with all that fuel.
Yeah.
And we really hunkered down on the Pro E112, which is
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah. Neither had I. And I was like, really? That's a thing?
It's weird. Yeah. It's weird when you get that one. So you're like, whoa,
hold on. Yeah. So it's leaded ethanol that's 112 octane.
So like, what? Environmentalists, are they happy or mad about this?
I think the trees are already wilting. It's not even in the barrel yet.
Might as well have fun while it happens.
Yeah. Right? With the race car. Before I sent it to Josiah, I got a buddy to cut me a bunch of little circles, black vinyl, and I covered every single hole, all little holes in the chassis, like for bolts and clips and stuff like that. Every single hole is covered, and then underneath the car, I foil taped every single little hole in the chassis, like all the little unused screw holes and from the production and stuff like that. And I don't know, I did that with the last car. Like, I could drift with the windows up and roast the tires off in fifth. There was no smoke in the car. Comes out.
That's a serious oversight that no one talks about in drifting, is the health of the drifters. Like, what is?
Yeah, well, probably I'm gonna die by the time we're 40. I was gonna say, hopefully I'll have a smile on my face.
Yeah. Like, what are those pros gonna look like? What are the pro-am guys?
I'm gonna say that it's gonna be like all the people that vape. It's safe now, but then 20 years from now, they'll be like, oh, actually, turns out vaping is 10 times worse.
They used to prescribe cigarettes at one point. Camel's good, #1 cigarette that doctors recommend. It's and now, if a doctor ever recommended
my only complaint about cigarettes is that they don't do liveries on racing cars anymore.
No, man. That was big money.
Yeah, that was cool. The Marlboro livery on race teams was
you could do it. I go well. I think the PR nightmare would be insane.
Yeah, I don't think that would be very good. I don't want to be like that guy from Thank You for Smoking.
Yeah, that was a good movie though.
Yeah, watched that the other day.
Really? Yeah. That scene where they cover the nicotine patches.
Yeah, DVD player in the truck. It's always good.
Touche.
Yeah, while driving on a closed course.
While driving on a closed course.
Yeah.
Watching Thank You for Smoking.
Yeah, driving on the closed course.
That's wicked, man. Well, like I said, I'm definitely stoked. I'm definitely going to steal a ride along. Is there anything else you need to cover?
No, just
a 3-hour drive home still.
Hammer down.
Oh, for sure. So, where can everyone find Dylan Sharpe racing stuff?
Well, you can best find me. Try to keep my Instagram and my Facebook both live all the time. So, Dylan Sharpe Racing all separate words, on Facebook.
Yep.
And then Sharpe Racing Official on Instagram. And that's Sharpe with an E.
I was just going to say, that's Sharpe with an E.
Sharpe with an E.
Yeah.
So we've got a little bit of stuff going on there. Making some big changes on my website right now.
Everyone's doing that. I'm like, does anybody use websites? It's good to have.
You know, that's the thing. I think it's good to have. Like, I've never ever gone to first name last name racing's website before. I want to learn more.
Yeah, but it's there.
But it's there. So it's just as a professional, it's something that I know I need to have. So
yes, correct.
I keep that. So I'm kind of working also towards getting into stunt driving and stuff as a side thing. So
that'd be cool.
Yeah, making some moves. This thing with Discovery that we're gonna be working on with the cars tomorrow.
Yeah,
which would be pretty cool too. So after this, I gotta get the Verosa all finished up. At least, so it's clean up.
It
still has the non-turbo under the hood, but the pile of parts is stacking up. Yeah, it's speaking of the Verosa serial line, which helped us out with the shifter last year. We're going to be debuting a bunch of their kind of cool interior parts that they're going to be producing. They're going to be coming out with this really, really slick handbrake for people that don't want this really overly nonsense CNC look at me, I drift stupid thing.
Yeah.
None of that. It's an actual nice product.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about that, and they are the sedan kings, and the Verosa is a sedan.
Touché.
And it's Toyota. So
yeah. It's sexy looking.
Yeah. It's not for everybody.
No.
I love the car to bits. When I first picked it up, I was just like, man, did I make a mistake? Nah. I always look at it when I walk away from it, so I'm sure it can't be that bad.
That's the key. And you've got some YouTube stuff coming up too.
Yeah.
That's been good.
Night Ride, Mitch from Night Ride has been pumping out lots of cool little stuff for us, and he's going to be doing the delivery for our car, so
cool.
I'm really excited. Mitch, young guy, and he just gets it.
Yep.
He understands the whole car thing, the styling and stuff like that, the same way that I feel that I do. So it's definitely nice to be working with somebody that kind of speaks the same language, which is really refreshing versus talking to somebody that doesn't.
Yeah, for sure. And so, especially if you're working in someone in a media capacity, you need to have that understanding, and you got to know when it's going to work and when it's not going to work.
He's 19, just gets it.
And he's hungry too.
And he drives really hard, and he does really good stuff. And he's super reliable, and he's here in Hamilton too. So
yeah, that's huge.
We just went into Montreal and picked him up a new car. He has an S13 now, and he just got another S13. Nice. So I'm kind of excited to help him a little bit with the.
You got yourself a protege, man. You got yourself a nice little co-op student.
No. I couldn't put anybody through that. Through that for sure. Yeah, nobody wants to be me as much as they sometimes man, I wish I could do what you do. No. Trust me.
Behind the scenes.
It's behind the scenes, not all as it seems. But I love what I do, and I'll do it as long as I can.
Exactly. Cool, man. Yeah. Well, if everyone can get a hold of you there, anything else? Twitter? You got a Tinder profile? Is that next thing? Girlfriend Richmond.
Yeah. Closed up the Tinder profile. Locked up.
Oh, was that a moment?
No, that wasn't a moment.
You just done. No, I got it. We got this.
Cancel that Tinder Plus.
There you go.
Shout out to Tinder Plus.
Can you imagine Tinder sponsored race car?
Do you know what? I probably just have to say sorry and just say, all right. Sorry,
you're gonna have to chew. No. She'll never listen to this.
I'm gonna tell her sorry.
Oh.
How good with that?
Oh my god, it would be amazing.
Tinder S15?
Yeah, I swipe left and right.
Yeah, I go left and right, man.
Oh my god. Submit this.
Yeah,
this section.
All right,
just send it in.
Cancel that. You didn't hear that. I want to get that idea.
Well,
but,
everybody.
Tinder S15. You'll see it this year.
Tinder S15. Harambe edition.
Yeah, Harambe.
Oh man! So everybody listening, thank you.
You're gonna have the Grinder Miata, right?
Grinder Miata. Oh my god! It's the only car that you could do it with.
Or if a Forester.
You know what?
Supposedly that is the most popularly owned car by the LGBT community or something like that.
Listen to the podcast with Riley because we covered this.
Oh,
seafoam green, brown bottom. I can't
Trucks Unlimited sticker on the back. Or you gotta have some like one of the really lame Ontario personalized plates.
Yes.
With the graphic, but they didn't get any of their own words. They just wanted the graphic only, and it's like a really like lame one, like road safety. Who cares?
Oh my god.
So,
yeah. Anyways, it did get covered.
It got covered on it, so I won't even get into that.
Oh my god.
Subaru King's already went over that one, so I won't even bore you with that one. Well, thank you again, Jacob. It was great. Thanks for coming down, and
we'll do it again. We'll do it again half season. Sure. We'll do it mid-season checkup.
Yeah, mid-season checkup.
And then you get to actually show me how to drift.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll take you for a ride in the Tinder S15.
The Tinder S15. All right, guys. Thanks again for listening. Make sure to check out all Dylan's stuff on Instagram, on Facebook, not on Tinder, everywhere else.
Yeah.
And follow Dylan Sharpe Racing. It's going to be a wicked year. Mm-hmm. If you see him, come up to him. And if you're going to buy his stuff, be sincere and actually buy his shit. Or
don't come down with the illness where you're like family members in the hospital like 10 minutes before you're supposed to.
It's so weird.
That guy.
So weird.
But come and check me out at the track. I'll do my best to hook you up. We're gonna have some kind of cool like merch and stuff that you can kind of get on board with. Some cool shirts and stuff with some like awful slogans on them.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I want one so bad. All right.
Might be a little bit different since Tinder on the side of the car, but hey, don't tell your girlfriend.
We can do Ashley Madison instead.
Yeah, Ashley Madison race car. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much, and take it easy.
Definitely doing Ashley Madison.